It's thinking about it.
I gotta go to the tubes too.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Hi, Mir.
We are getting things together, get everything punched up, ready to go for another Wednesday, middle of the week. One of these faders is not like the other. 1, 2, 3. There we go. It's the music fader. I gotta think about it. Why? Because I'm one of those high-functioning sociopaths that doesn't label things, because I don't like doing that. Spatial recognition.
Yeah.
Also, I hate peeling tape off of things. You know, you sit back and you label stuff and you got it and you're like, oh, I need to change that. And or if you've ever gotten something with some tape on it and you got to peel it off and it's got that goo on it and it never really comes off just right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What's going on?
Goo be gone.
Goo be gone. Man, this whole thing be gone, Joe. I'm like, oh, I want to deal with it. Tonight, evening, day, morning, depending on where you're at. We got some Ubuntu news with fresh kernels. I'm gonna tell you about some evolution love, and as you might see in the title, OS2 RIP, but a bit of a story behind that. And somebody's finally released a cooling solution that works for the Raspberry Pi 5.
Finally.
Finally, you can finally keep those thermals under control. It is gonna be magical.
Hi, Aaron. Live. Oh, let me check the tubes.
Yeah, we're on the tubes. I'm popping out chats right now.
Okay.
There we go.
Tubies. Pop out chat.
There we go. And, oh yes, I gotta do social media, all this. See, this is why people hire people to do this for them. Pop out chat, pop out chat. There we go. What's Linus doing? I saw your boy Linus was doing a live stream, Jill.
Oh. I didn't check him today, so I didn't see that one.
I don't even know what it is. I saw it pop up on the tablet. I'm like, I'm guessing they're building a PC. I'm going to go out on a safe limb.
Oh, yeah. That's usually what his live streams are, like 10 hours of building a computer.
I have surprising, streets. I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, man, how many PCs have I built? Like 2 or 3. But then again, if I'm doing a stream to build a PC, I'm there to build a PC. So we're like 45 minutes, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's Linus. Okay.
We got some fresh emotes in Discord.
Oh, he's building a wooden PC.
Hipster.
Yeah. Let's see. Nice. I'll have fun watching that later.
Walking around dropping stuff.
Yeah. Or falling or hurting himself.
Man, I have not even had time today to check in on the internet. Let's see, internet. What have you been doing? Anything fun? Ooh, there's a new flaw in glibc. That's wonderful. Good news. I did see that news yesterday. I don't know if it was news, but they were reporting there was at one point there was a Captain Sulu show in the works that never got off the ground.
Oh yeah, that he had been talking about that for years. He wanted that. He would talk about it at the conventions for many years. He goes, now that Sulu has the Excelsior, let's make a show about it. And everyone would cheer. We all love that idea.
Thought that would be interesting. I mean, I've always wanted a Captain Worf series with Michael Dorn.
Yeah.
You know, scooting around the galaxy in the Defiant, solving crime and mysteries, but nah, they never gave us that. Instead, we're going to get a reboot of Star Trek, and they're going to retell Star Trek yet again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a good one with Pedro's pillow.
Yes. Those turned out good.
I took all the time to cut those things out, and I'm like, you know what? We're just going to make some emojis out of those.
Kiss cut.
I don't even know what the middle one is.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on Twitch, it makes no sense. These are all stuff in there. Actually, I put some of them in Twitch. I take that back.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. I think. Did I?
That's a guy laying down on a lawn chair, it looks like.
Yeah, I put the new ones in Twitch. There we go. We got the Jordan horse and the Pedro. Oh, let's get that lined up. Yeah. There's a Pedro one. They can put it on screen.
Pedro corn.
I don't know how people do it, man. People have like all these hundreds and hundreds of emotes and emojis, and then you have what is it, Better Twitch emojis or whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've just aged out of that. You know, if I'm gonna do an emoji, you might get a happy face out of me or a frowny face, or I just don't. Let's see, what is the most complex emoji I'll do these days? Like that.
Yeah.
Which apparently our bridge doesn't.
Yeah, Vin sometimes does this one, but it won't show you the other slash the other direction.
I lost an arm.
I know. Oh, Steven said to boop him. He's been so busy at work.
Well, what Steven needs to do is another thing I did this week is put all of our shows on the events for Discord.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he can click on that and click a thing in his little phone and be like, hey.
Yeah, good idea. I have to tell him to do that.
Don't do that. Do it for him.
Yeah.
Just sign him up for everything, Joel.
Yeah.
Like, why am I getting all these notifications? We got OG Frank.
Mm-hmm.
We got new Frank.
Yeah. Santa Frank.
And of course, we got Netscape Navigator Fedorf.
Yes.
Fedora Foundation, you need to write me back because I did write them. I'm like, are you guys going to sue me if I put this on a t-shirt?
Oh.
You know, and now I don't want to bug them because, like, whatever. It's not that big a deal, but yeah, like, I don't want to deal with like a cease and desist from the Fedora organism. Because I don't think that would cause any brand confusion, but, you know.
Hi, Scoots. How you doing? Oh, hi, Steve's very own. Aw.
I gotta go back and retune. Can you guys hear? Here's the horrible thing to say. The background music, that's coming through all right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing it fine.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure like the levels are
Levels are good
it's
here.
just audible.
Oh, and look at my shirt, Ben.
No, Joe, I'm not. For the rest of the show, I'm going to somehow not look at your shirt.
Here for that podcasting thing we do. I thought it was so cute. Steve wanted me to get it.
There's no way for me to see the shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, since my mic is in front of it, it's hard too. But yeah.
barely audibly good. Yeah, that's what I go for. Just a little noise in the background. I hate silence.
Hi. Hi, Strider.
Right there, and I saw that this morning. So yeah, so great. I have been on the internet long enough to like open the front page of Reddit, and I'm like, that's pretty good. That one's pretty good. I saw you mentioned, what was the company that's doing the thing that looks an awful lot like Silksong? I can't remember the name of the company. Arthur and like hit me with that. I posted it last week.
Yeah, in chat, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be on Team Cherry, man. They need to get that game out. And I'm not saying that just because I desperately want to play it, but
yeah, Steve's very own. Wait, what? You do podcasting? Yeah, I'm so happy you're retired. I can see you more in chat. It's so nice. It's so awesome.
Nevergrave? Was that the name of it?
Oh. Pocket Pair? Maybe Nevergrave, yeah. Yeah, that's the one that everyone was talking about because it looks like Ben's favorite game, one of his favorite.
Maybe some of the background art does, but like everything else, like the animation, the fighting, and everything else looks like it was done by somebody like learning how to do this stuff. Like it doesn't look smooth, but that looked pretty decent. But like the animation's not as
clean,
fluid. But yeah, a lot of the background stuff is like frighteningly similar.
Oh yeah, boo! I showed off my shirt. Everyone's been commenting, including Steve's very own.
You go to YouTube and scroll back? Can you, Steve?
Oh, cool. Steve's very own. That's the nice way to watch it, relaxed.
All right. We should be about ready to go, Jill, so if you need to...
Oh, yeah. I better go take a quick break. Be right back.
Oh, cool. We'll rock and roll. I think we got everything else set up. Oh, there's a new Guy Ritchie movie? All right. I'll watch a new Guy Ritchie movie. What's it about? The Ministry of all right. Is that based on Oh, that is based on the thing. Huh, who's it? Yes, I can show you the trailer, obviously, but oh, Henry Cavill's at it? All right, I'll watch it. Fine. I'll watch it. You can twist my arm. I'll watch a Guy Ritchie movie with Henry Cavill in it. That's a hard sell, but you know what? I'm willing to make the sacrifice. Curiously, a little bit optimistic about Henry Cavill's Warhammer, aren't we? Just a little bit. Because I don't think you're able to exist in any type of nerd culture without at least knowing something about Warhammer. I know it exists. I know it's a board game. I know it's a book series. It's probably something else, man. But that's it. Oh, and I know the lore is like really dense and it's crazy. Who was it? Was it Henry Cavill that was in Man from U.N.C.L.E.? Which was basically Archer. Highlander reboot. Man, I'm just waiting on a Highlander sequel. And I'm kidding. As much as I hated on that movie, one of my favorite bad movies is Highlander 2. I mean, Sean Connery in Highlander 2 is probably one of my top 33 favorite things that's in that. Yeah, Man from U.N.C.L.E. A lot of people slept on that movie. You gotta watch that. If you ever enjoyed, like, if you're a fan of Archer, the TV series, or at least the early ones, it's basically live action Archer. It's well done. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then we have the Justice League. Oh boy. The Justice League. That game actually came out. And it came out for like 20 seconds in New Zealand, but there was a little bug when it launched that just immediately completed the game for everybody. Then they put de novo DRM on an online-only game on top of a little conspiracy-minded. Like, are they trying to just sync this game so they can just pull it and write it off or something? WB. Have I watched Reacher? No. Have I read the books? A couple of them. Like maybe the first 3 books. And if you tell me there's only 2 books, I'm not going to fight you, but I think I've read 3 books. Very faithful to the books. I couldn't watch the Tom Cruise Reacher movie. I couldn't bring myself to do that. Like, that was just incorrect casting. Because Reacher's just a big dude. You need a big guy to play him, or it doesn't work. You know, you don't need somebody that's like almost. You need somebody that's like straight up. Like maybe 2 meters tall to play Reacher. All right. Cool.
Yay.
That's the Alan Richson. It's Reach, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, I believe that is Reacher as a XMP. I could buy that. Can he act? Yeah, that's close enough.
6.7. Wow.
It's just, you know, for those of you who are like, what are you guys talking about? If you're looking at the picture that was posted in Discord that Arthurian posted, that role was portrayed in the movie by Tom Cruise.
Oh. Okay.
It didn't work, at least in the trailer. Maybe it did. Maybe he acted his way out of it. Okay. Let Tom Cruise flies jets. Because I watched, was it Top Gun 2?
Mary said, oh, shizzle, like I do.
And I wasn't a fan of Top Gun 1, but like Top Gun 2 was a fun movie. It was a fun 80s movie.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it. I need to. It's on my list. Things to.
I didn't have any hopes, or it was one of those, you know, nice, pleasant surprises when you see a movie. Like, I don't expect anything of this. I'm like, oh, it was kind of fun. All right, fine.
Oh, good.
You can see right there, and the last time I saw the original Top Gun movie, which I know I've seen, was before you were born, my man. So I don't remember much of it. It had jets in it. Most
Yeah,
of
that
what I
was.
have in my head from Top Gun is like the masterpiece of animation and art direction. That was the Archer Top Gun with Krieger.
Mm.
That was very well done. Edge of Tomorrow is a great movie, man. You want to talk about sci-fi movies people slept on? Edge of Tomorrow is just, it's live, die, repeat if you're looking for the source material of the book. But reasonably faithful adaptation. It's well done. Like, I didn't have any problem with it.
I'm forgetting what year Top Gun was. 88 or 89?
Was it that late? Might have been.
Oh, yeah. No, it was earlier. Yeah. Okay. I was a junior in high school. 1986.
That's close enough, yeah.
Yeah. Do. But that was Top Gun, and all its music were featured at my prom. That was a thing.
Edge of Tomorrow too. I don't know. Let's quit making sequels for a minute. That's kind of how I feel like that. Let's quit making sequels and let's quit putting Jason Statham in the same exact movie every year. If we could do that, we would solve all of the woes of cinema.
Oh, that's wonderful, Ken. Again, yeah, a lot of people have said that, so I really want to see the movie, and I keep forgetting.
Like I said, it's a good standalone thing because I have no memory of the original Top Gun movie, but yeah, I know the beats. But like watching that from that perspective, I'm like, yeah, it's a fun movie. It's even got Val Kilmer in it for a minute.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know, I'm indifferent to The Rock because he's not in anything that I've ever watched. No, I understand if you got a problem if like The Rock is invading franchises that you partake in. I've never seen him show up in anything. I know he's like in Disney movies and stuff. Oh, hang on. He's in the, wasn't he in the Fast and the Furious movies for a minute or something?
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time. But I couldn't tell you what else he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Things are lined up. Let's see. I think we should be able to just go ahead and rock and roll. Let's get down to the recording section. I want to know what that fader is. I'll play with it after the show. All right, Jill.
I am ready. That's funny, Steve's very own. I'd like to see my husband in a Batman movie. As the toy maker. Yeah, that would be great. We had so much with Steve's very own and his family when he came out to
Good
Cali.
times.
And we met him. I got to meet him at Disneyland. We had such a great time.
Well, I mean, that's a safe place
dear
to go
friend.
meet you, isn't it? And like, I wonder what
Yeah.
Jill's up to. Let's just go by Disneyland, see if she's there first. Then,
Yeah.
then we'll go check somewhere else.
Yeah, we were just there Sunday too.
Yeah, you guys were posting some pictures in Discord, weren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Cool, everybody. Let's get underway. Go. We'll do that. Record. It records.
Cool, Steve husband.
Steve, I've warned you about posting that picture.
He's Batman. Toy maker Batman.
Steve's the type of person that's like very proud of that one, which I could appreciate.
Yeah, look at that. It's like, oh, baseball, kaleidoscope, and tennis rackets. And
I know how that went down. He's like, I need you to take a picture.
yeah.
Because I'm Batman. All right,
it's
everyone.
a good racket. Yeah, Steve and Steve's very own love the dad jokes. That was fun.
Very good. All right, let's go ahead and hop into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things in open source, Linux, anything else that, hey, we find fun, we're going to talk about it, have a good time. Oh, we need to warn you, there might be laughter. So, if you're allergic to joy, run while you still can. Lots of fun things to talk about this week. I was talking in the pre-show. I'm on week 2 of having a test bench in the middle of the studio that I have to avoid to get around because I'm lazy and I didn't put it up on the thing I have in the studio to hold the test bench because, nothing's more permanent than a temporary solution, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to, just this afternoon, I'm going to put it on the floor. I'm going to hook it right up because it was right behind the encoder system here in the studio and it was just real easy to plug everything in. And I'm like in and out. Week 2, it's still on the floor and I'm playing around with it. But why are you playing around with it, Ben? Well, I wanted to find out what the state of Firewire audio interfaces are with Pipewire. And I'm in week 2 of that, of learning stuff, because if I'm going to put something out, it's going to be accurate. I'm not going to a thing go burr, and go use it. And I've kind of butted heads with a couple of different ways of getting up and running and whether or not you should or should not use them. And of course, I want to go back and test them with actual studio sessions, not just plug it in and it kind of works. And this was all triggered because somebody asked in the Interfacing Linux forums, hey, can I use the FADO drivers? Maybe. And it's a good thing the forums are there because that got that little bit of craziness going in my head. Ooh, you need to go try that. I'm like, fine, I'll go try it. And so we're still trying to make that work. Also, last night when we finished Trackmania 2, I had everything cut on. I finished that Doctor Who special recap that Jordan and I did 3-4 weeks ago. It's done. Yeah. It's printed. It's encoded. It's going to go out tomorrow morning. So if you're on Patreon and you're like, man, I wonder what those 2 guys really think of those first 3 Doctor Who specials with Tennant returning. Because Jordan
Dr. Donna.
Right, yay! Dr. Donna. And because Jordan and I both checked out on Doctor Who after series 2 of Jodie. Mm-hmm. Not to do anything with the Jodie, it's just the writing was the writing was Jesus. Yeah. We and it wasn't anger or anything. That's what we talk about during the show. There was never the one thing. We just kind of fell off. You fall off of things. Mm-hmm. Shows that you go watch. To this day, I don't know when I quit watching South Park, but I did. I did, which is a weird thing. Or The Simpsons, and there's always shows like that. And we discuss what brought us back, which I think everybody knows it was 10. I'm like, well, that's one way to fan service it up to the point to where I'm going to go check it out. So we're going to share our thoughts about that and the first episode with a new Doctor, which I think we all really enjoyed.
Yes,
how incredible. About you, Jill Bryan? What's up? What's new? Tell everybody about your shirt.
Okay, will do. So I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Here for that podcasting thing we do." I thought Ben would appreciate it. And my Steve husband made sure that I bought it from Amazon. It's so appropriate. And also, I am heavily getting ready and making preparations for our Linux Chicks LA booth at the Southern California Linux Expo once again. In fact, I'm not just taking care of one booth, I'm taking care of 2 booths, our Destination Linux booth as well. On the other podcasts that I do.
Have you got the glitter?
Yeah, I got the glitter. But I'm also on the Scale PR team, the community outreach team.
So you're going to need extra glitter.
Yeah, I need extra glitter. I'm doing a lot of work for Scale. But I love it. And to find out all the information, all you have to do is go to www.socallinuxexpo.org. And this is Scale 21X, the 21st Annual Southern California Linux Expo, which will take place on March 14th through 17th, 2024 at the Pasadena Convention Center in Pasadena, California. And everyone out there who's watching this can use promo code CHIX or CHICKS for Linux Chicks on the first page of registration to get 50% off your Scale Pass.
What happens if I punch in Windows rules number 1?
Windows rules?
Number 1. Number 1. That's going to be the promo code I'm going to try to use.
Oh, no, they don't. It has to be 4 characters.
I'll punch it in.
Okay.
The website's not going to tell me what to do.
No, but who knows? It could. Someone might have had that promo code at one point because there are a few floating around. But this is one of the few old school ones that's 50% off. CHIX.
Times. If you get a chance and you're in the LA area, that's always a good thing to check out. Now that it's back, are they still going to be in the new place this year?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is where we have been for the last, actually for 7 years. Scale has been at this location, except during the pandemic when we switched to a smaller location.
So they're back at the original place now.
Yes,
okay.
We're back
so
at
we're
the
not
Pasadena.
At the new place. All right. I don't want anybody showing up to the wrong place, man. They're like, hey,
oh, I know. Yeah,
year,
before
right.
it was at the briefly it was at the Hilton at LAX.
Right on, right on. All right, everybody. Let's hop into it because we got some Ubuntu stuff, some Evolution stuff, some OS 2. We got an excuse to talk about OS 2. And
yes, we sure do, Ben.
And a way to cool a Raspberry Pi. But up first is our Ubuntu.
Yeah, so there's great news. And I was so excited for this because we get new shiny things on Ubuntu. So when Ubuntu 24.04, the long-term support edition, is scheduled to come out on April 25th, 2024, it will feature the upcoming Linux kernel 6.8. You mean a Linux kernel that hasn't come out? Yes. Not an old kernel, but a new one. So Linux kernel 6.8 is actually in heavy development right now, but Canonical's Ubuntu kernel team has confirmed that Ubuntu 24.04 LTS Noble Numbat, yes, it's called Noble Numbat, will be powered by the Linux kernel 6.8 series. And Ubuntu 24.04 has lots of cool features, including the upcoming GNOME 46 desktop with an improved Nautilus file manager, and finally, built-in support for WebP image file format. That's cool, huh, Ben? We've been needing that.
JPEG XL.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Oh, yeah. And there's also headless support for Xwayland for those with an NVIDIA GPU.
Who has an NVIDIA
really
GPU?
Cool. Yeah. Oh, you might be Team Green. I'm Team Everything. I'm on my Intel Arc A770 right now. Yeah. So for many years, when the Ubuntu LTS versions would release, they would ship, like I said earlier, with a much older Linux kernel, but not with this release. Now you will be able to use the latest hardware and all the Linux kernel bells and whistles on Ubuntu LTS. That is just so wonderful. And for those of you that don't know, most of the time I am running Ubuntu LTS here on the podcast. Right now I'm on 2310 because I was playing with that release when it came out. But I'm gonna go back to Ubuntu. I'm gonna go to 24.04 when it comes out. Definitely. And I'll still get that newer shiny Linux kernel. I'm happy about.
Man. Hey, I know a lot of people really started on Debian with a spoiler and front box. On Ubuntu, but
yeah,
it's still around. It works. It's good that they got everything. You can currently test this right now, though. They have a PPA.
Yeah.
If you want to head over to 9to5 Linux, there'll be a link in the show notes. Everything there that you need to get up and running, and you too can play around with 6.8. We were talking about this on Saturday on Linux Gamecast. Pedro was like, man, because he's been running Nobara.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's breaking. I'm like, oh, my boys are getting old, ain't they? Because the older you get, the more stable. I know.
Yeah. Yes, he's finally come to that age.
Just want things to start working. It's a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight. And you know what? You could be sitting here right now. You could be 68 years old going, what? It's still going to happen to you. Just give it time. There's going to be that, like, man, I just want something that'll cut on and cut off. And you know what? Ubuntu Canonical, for all their flaws, they've been doing a pretty good job just making a Linux distribution, you know?
Yeah.
They've been around forever. And, you know, if you stick around long enough, you always become the villain, you know, no matter who you are. So I'm glad they're still pushing that out. Now, email clients, right?
Yeah. They need some improvement on Linux.
There's like 12 of us out here that run desktop email clients, and we need particular things. And I just saw this, like, strangely come up at ZDNet. So I was like, you know what? I want to take a look at it. Finally, this is the Linux email client I've been open for. This is written by Jack Wallen, and he goes through his search to find a good email client on Linux. And, you know, I think there's plenty to choose from. What I do like is that he breaks down what he went through, what he mulled over, right? And he ended up landing on Evolution. And if you have not been paying attention for a long, long time, Evolution used to be a big bloated mess. Like, it was bad. It was like KDE4. Let me know what you think in the comments of that. Is it good now? Turns out, yes, it is. It's something that I've switched over to because what Jack went over, he's like, I need something that supports IMAP, POP, Gmail, and Exchange. And he went through Thunderbird, Claws, Kmail, Geary, and they all have like their little issues on the side, which I agree with. However, the one thing I didn't agree with was Thunderbird having an out-of-date UI. I will argue that. I will argue that. And the reason I will argue that is because the new, not out-of-date UI for Thunderbird is the reason I'm using Evolution. Now, that's not to say anything negative about the new UI other than I don't like it. So I bounced off of it and I tried to use it a couple of times for a couple of weeks. It wasn't a knee-jerk reaction because I always have that. You have to be self-aware when something changes, like, because how easy is it to run into something and go, oh, it's different, I hate it, right? And just bounce off of it. And like, no, we need to figure this out. Like, this just didn't work with my workflow. And so I was myself on the same journey. I'm like, what is the current state of email clients? And, well, I ended up back on Evolution. Never thought I would be the stodgy old Evolution person, but, you know, it just works. I'm glad that he gave Geary a mention, though, because Geary is... It's got all the bits. It's slick. It's modern, but it's too bare bones to be useful for my use cases. I'm a little sad about that, but yeah, this is a fun one from ZDNet. I'm curious. You know, let me know in the comments if you know something that wasn't mentioned, and don't bring up Claws. I tried Claws.
Oh,
Claws is just as bad as it was 20 years. I mean, okay, bad. It's very retro. You know, I used Claws a long time ago, and you know, somebody's like, hey, Pine, no terminal stuff, because, you know, I might run XFCE4, I might run Debian, but I'm not using a terminal-based email client.
You want
why? Because this is no longer the 80s and early 90s where I had to do that. I have options now, so I don't want to go back and live that dark timeline. But I am. Go back and try Evolution if you haven't, or if you're just looking for one. But we're such a small market. You know, I've said this a couple of times. Desktop email is not a growth market. We're dying out, man. We're dying out. And everybody does everything on the web.
Yeah, well, Arthur actually in chat says he uses it at work because it supports Microsoft Exchange mail servers. And yeah, that's true. I know a lot of people have to use Evolution because of that. And personally, you know, I've gotten used to the new Thunderbird UI, but I appreciate that Evolution still has the old school look and just works. Especially because for many years before I was using Thunderbird, I was using Sylpheed and some terminal clients. So I appreciate a modern email client. And what's nice is Jack Wallen says it has really good Google Calendar support. So I was happy to hear that, because that's something I kind of need in my email client. So that's awesome.
I wish I could disable that. One thing I would disable.
Yeah. You don't like the suite.
No, I don't. Who remembers Netscape Communicator?
Yeah.
The thing that helped kill Netscape, when Netscape's like, we're not a browser, we're a browser, we're a WYSIWYG HTML editor, we're a calendar, we're everything else. And
Yeah.
that didn't work out so well for them.
Well, Vivaldi is using that paradigm now.
Yeah, I don't use Vivaldi because of that. I'm like, I need a browser. I need you to browse.
I still, an old school Netscape, and then, of course, the early years of Firefox. It was the whole suite. And actually, I still like using the SeaMonkey web browser because it has all those elements as well.
Well, that's cool, but, I got to get stuff done, so I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
With evolution, this is one of the things that attracts me to Geary. Is Geary's like, I do email. The old Unix philosophy of doing one thing and doing it well.
Yeah.
That's old school in the roots. So, and I've never run across an application. We were talking about this in the pre-show about, even applications as simple as Discord. Discord started out and it just ate Skype's lunch because it did the thing very well. It was basic chat and it did video, and Skype disappeared overnight. But now Discord they just keep trying to add and tack weird stuff on top of it. And I'm like, stick with that core thing you do very well and expand that, make it better instead of just, becoming this amalgam Akira type thing.
Yeah.
And, back way off track. Sorry about that. But evolution, if I could get rid of the calendar thing, I'd be even happier, because you talk about Google calendars. I'm like, I have a monitor dedicated to Google Chrome. I'm like, you're segregated over there. You don't touch anything else. Good times. So up next.
Speaking of old school.
Something I have not touched since the 90s, but it's kind of interesting to bring it back simply because in the 90s, if you were of a certain mindset, you would champion anything that was not Microsoft Windows, BOS, OS2, CP, anything, man, anything other than Microsoft. And I think at one point, Jill, OS2 had a halfway decent shot.
Yeah, it sure did. And we're talking about OS2. Does anyone remember using IBM's OS2 operating system from over 3 decades ago? Those of you viewers who are older, that operating system that was actually a joint venture between IBM and Microsoft. And OS2 was planned to take over for IBM PC-DOS, or as most people know, MS-DOS, which was sold by Microsoft for PC clones. But after the success of Windows 3.0, the partnership between IBM and Microsoft fizzled out, which was really, really sad. And it was so unfortunate because OS2, with its 32-bit processing and ability to multitask, was a lot faster than Windows 3.0. I remember being a big champion of OS2. Oh my gosh, it's so much faster than Windows. And so, but sad news, New Mexico State University just announced that on April 15th, 2024, it will shut down its Hobbs OS2 archive and all the support for the IBM OS2 operating system. Oh, sad day. It is one of the Hobbs OS2 archive is one of the oldest software archives on the internet. And as Ars Technica states, the archive contains thousands of OS2 games, applications, utilities, software development tools, documentation, and server software dating back to the launch of OS2 in 1987. There's a certain charm in running across OS2 wallpapers from 1990, and even the archive's update policy is a historical gem. Last updated on March 12th, 1999. Isn't that awesome? It's so cool that it's been around for so many years. But don't fret. We have good news. The fine folks at the Internet Archive have already mirrored it in one big 18.1 gigabyte .tar file. So it's available on at Internet Archive and possibly more mirrors. So that was awesome to hear. I'm going to be downloading it. I just saw that this morning. I'm like, oh, I got to download that tar.
Gotta get 18 gigs. When you think about 18 gigs, I saw that. I'm like, that sounds that would have just broken your brain in the 90s.
Yeah.
18 gigs. I'm like,
Can you
what?
imagine?
Like, because we were lusting and like dreaming of, 2 gig spitty drives.
Yeah.
I just took a look at, we've been recording for 20 minutes and 45 seconds. File size for that recording is 64 gigs.
Yeah. Wow.
What bloat.
What bloat.
Interesting. I'm glad they're keeping it around. I mean, Internet Archive is, if you don't give money to the Internet Archive and you got some spare change, hook them up because they're doing the good work.
No. My Steve husband in chat says OS tartar. So raw, so real. That was good, honey.
Steve, why do you interject? I have to cut that out now. We can't have your potty mouth in the show.
Aw. Well, I was really happy to hear that the archive is not truly dying, especially since I do have a computer that runs OS2 in my vintage computer collection. So I was happy to hear it. So I made sure to talk about this on the show.
I don't have none of that, man. I'm like, I had to deal with that stuff. Like, I don't want to go back and revisit it. If I want to see somebody running OS2. Oh, what was it? There was a streamer, I think I talked about it on Saturday, that was playing some classic games like Windows 95, 98 era. And he was trying to get up and running with the CD-ROM, and he had a virtual machine set up, and I had to cut it off because he was a bit younger and didn't understand what he was doing. And that was from the era where I was still kind of familiar with Windows.
Yeah.
And I was screaming, not screaming verbally, but mentally screaming at the stream. And I'm like, you're doing it wrong. Why don't you? I'm like, I can't watch it.
Yeah, you can't watch it.
I can't watch that.
Aww.
I don't even know if he eventually figured it out. I hope he did. But yeah. Get off my lawn. A little bit of Raspberry Pi stuff this week. If you bought a Raspberry Pi 5, you know that you need a cooler for it. You just do. It will run without one, but it'll run very slowly because it will immediately thermal throttle. It's a toasty boy. So we've started to see, Raspberry Pi Foundation has even released, a very nice, milled aluminum like heatsink for it that you can pop on. Jill showed it off a couple of times. And I'm like, okay, we got, what was the one Pedro got? The ice tower. The nice
little ice tower we talked about years ago.
With a singular heat pipe on it. And it was adorable. So well, this one, I like no kill like overkill, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where we're at with this. Overkill cooling. This is a open loop water cooling solution for your Raspberry Pi. We're talking 55C at 3 gigahertz, not 3.14, unfortunately, because that would have been better. But this thing is junky. This is an absolute moment of ridiculousness that we need to bring up. Seed Studios made this, and you can, like, this is not an AIO. You can plug other stuff. This has been designed to plug other stuff into it. I'll get to that in a minute, but it can keep that super toasty Raspberry Pi 5 nice and cool. And yeah, it is, you initially look at this and you go, oh, okay, that's a good joke thing, right? Like, all right, we'll just pick one of those up and like, haha, I'm cool with my Pi. But $120 might be on the expensive side for a little gag, right?
It isn't. It does support several Pis cooling them simultaneously to keep a cluster cool. So I think that in itself is worth it.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is open, so you can cool an entire rack of Raspberry Pis. So then all of a sudden, if you don't want a bunch of little buzzy fans and you want some super chill Pis hanging out, because I went into the world of rack mounting Raspberry Pi 4s, just out of curiosity. I was like, can I get a rack for one? And the internet told me no. Best we can do is you get 4. But there's some high-end solutions for rack mounting Raspberry Pis. And, just one Pi might not be a thing, but if you get that thing running full tilt, and it's going and run like something like that might make sense. Then you can stay awake at night wondering if it's leaking. It'll be awesome. It'll be great. I say surrounded by water-cooled PCs that keep me up at night. I wonder whether or not they're leaking. Yeah, that's pretty neat, Jill. I liked it. I wanted to throw it in the show. And even if you just get one to hook up to a single Raspberry Pi, like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, it's worth it.
What do you do with that Raspberry Pi? And I'm like, it's my Pi-hole server, DNS,
Yeah. Especially if you want to use it as a Docker client or to compile a kernel, it heats up quickly, so it could use that cooling. And it's so freaking cute. And I was really impressed that it took it from the running temperature from the 70s Celsius to the high 30s, which is really, really good. So that was pretty impressive.
Overclock 3D, I'm going to call you out, though, because I know why you did this. Let's zoom and enhance. You kinked the hose to get that shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So don't run it like that, kids.
No.
You're not going to have a good time. You're not. Yeah, just be careful with that. Especially because, these are fitted. If you're familiar with your typical AIOs, you get them, they're all, it's an all-in-one. You just, put the radiator in, but then this you're actually going to have to fit, and you're going to have to bleed, get the air out. And so do keep that in mind. But more than likely, if you buy something like that for, just the overkill lulls, you're going to hook it up and just leave it in a corner anyway with the rest of the stuff that you buy that looks like that. And of course, the fan is RGB. So you got that to look forward to. All right,
unicorn vomit.
Yeah.
Yay.
And
for the
leaky unicorn vomit all over your desk. It'll be brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap us up for this week's weekly Daily Wednesdays. You like what we do? Become a patron. Head over to patreon.com/LinuxGamecast. We got a gang of stuff, including this show, the live and uncut. You're like, man, that 30-minute thing was pretty dope. We typically record about an hour each and every week. Put that in podcast format and give you the video version. Also, we give you the show because, YouTube's kind of crazy with ads. There's a video version that you can download or just watch live on Patreon with no ad, completely ad-free. It's brilliant. And access to our Discord and a gang of other stuff. Go check it out if you're interested. If not, that's cool too. We can still be friends. You can come over and we can play Sonic the Hedgehog. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this week. Let's pull up some music. Also, interfacinglinux.com. Go check that out. Somebody's looking for help building a PC in the forums. There you go. There's your ad. Deal with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's some credits.
Thank you for all the awesome people right now who are in chat, including Steve's very own and his family, and a shout out to his son, Kaz. Man, I think I did it.
Right.
I went mute.
What? Oh, for the credit? Yeah, we didn't have any audio during that.
Oh, okay.
So if you were...
Vin turned me off, thanking everyone.
Don't worry, we still got it.
Yeah, we still got it in there.
All right. We can always fix it in post. Nothing is,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jalad.
Well, that's why people listen to the live show. Well, that's also one of the important things about recording with a DAW.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try that one more time. All right. Let's kick that over. Say some things, Joe.
Okay, so I'd like to thank our advisor in chat, Artherin. He's
All
one
right,
of
so
our...
that's working.
Okay.
Hang on. Now I can't get back to the other shot.
Oh. Yeah, I guess it was when you switched to the shot.
Well, it's... might have been on the LGC. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Hang on.
I see.
There we go. Okay, set. If I hit that. Now is Jill talking? Hang on. Yes, Jill. All right, that's what. There we go. Hang on. Now I got to undo that. There we go. Now Jill's back. Okay. That's all I did. I just hit her on the wrong thing. You should be able to talk. Say the words.
Okay.
See? Yeah, we're good. You're good. Yeah. I still got your audio.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to redo it.
Yeah, it just didn't go out on the live stream.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now I got to find out where I'm at. Hang on. 4-way. Hey. All right.
I see. Arthur, hugs.
Automating stuff is handy, kids.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back and do documentation on how I got this stuff automated.
Mm-hmm.
I got scripts on scripts, and the reason I need to do that is because, like, I'm almost at the point where I don't remember how I did it. Do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
When you end up doing something like complex and it just works and you never have to think about it?
Yeah, and you're like, what did I do? And it drives you up the wall until you actually find...
How did I ever pull that off? Yeah, I'm like... Oh, man. Yeah, I got to do that. I got to write down... I need to start a GitHub page for interfacing Linux because I got some Lua scripts I got to get up.
Oh, okay.
I said
Cousin Lisa, I see you on YouTube. Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
Aw, Windows 98. Yeah, wallpaper. Sherlock Holmes. Nice. Aw, hugs to you too, Arthur.
Greetings from Deutschland. Hello. Limit Power Game Boy. These kids, my day we did it with potatoes.
And Steve's very own, if you're still in chat, I said hello to you and the family and Kaz, your son. Yay. I'm happy you guys were watching. And I said thank you to you, Arthur, and of course, and Jalad. You'll have to go back and watch the final VOD. Mm-hmm. Oh, greetings from Germany. We had someone in our YouTube chat from Germany. And Katana Steel was in there, and Don M. There we go. I forgot to make the text bigger so I could read it. That does help. That's something they fixed in the pop-out vent. It used to be you couldn't zoom in and out of the pop-out when they first implemented it, and now you can. So you can make the text bigger.
I can zoom in, but I can't zoom out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Vivaldi I can zoom out.
Now I have ginormous text.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Oh, and welcome, Cat Dev Man. I also gave you a shout out too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cat Dev Man. I think you've been in before, but it's unless you're that's a different name person. You said Netware. Yeah.
Let me see. Is this going to reset, or am I forever going to have a ginormous?
Aw, big hugs, Canigan. I love your name, Canigan. It's so easy. All A's. A's, 2 N's, G, and C.
Oh, that's a bug. All right, I see what's going on. So when you pop out chat with YouTube and YouTube Studio, what happens is it Hang on. Let's replicate before we file the bug report. Yeah, that's right. People love me because I make sure something's actually broken before I submit a ticket. That zooms and that unzooms, but you can't unzoom from the pop out. So if you pop out your YouTube chat, I'm assuming this would work if you're watching on YouTube right now. If you pop out YouTube chat, you can use, control scroll to embiggen your text, but you can't reduce it. And I'm using Chrome too, so. But if you go back to the YouTube page, which this would be YouTube Studio, you can debiggen it, and it will adjust the chat as well.
Okay.
That's kind of. There you go. We've scienced that. We've troubleshooted. You got to replicate before filing. If I'm filing a bug report, I always said, man, this would make me. I think it would just make everyone's life better dealing with open source projects if there was just a basic competency test that you could voluntarily take on GitHub. Just about knowing how to filing an issue or submitting a pull request that would give you a little badge that said, I have slightly higher than room temperature IQ.
Yeah.
That would help out so much because it would skip because something I bounce off all the time, and I should say all the time, but enough times where I'm going to bring it up right now, is that check, which you have to do it though, because I have people get upset with me because they're like, Vin, I'm not dumb. And I'm like, dude, I've dealt with people that dumb. I'm not, insulting your intelligence. Don't take it like that. I got to start from the dumbest thing that I can come with. The things that you would obviously have done, but you never know. Why? Because there's been times where you go, oh, geez, I forgot to do that.
No, yeah.
And it's, just something super basic. And we're off in the weeds like a week later troubleshooting because you didn't do that really basic thing just because it slipped your mind, not because you didn't know how to do it. So that's why you got to go through that pre-flight check stuff. And you got to do that with everybody. If you don't, you're just running yourself ragged in circles. But it would be nice to get that early boarding pass of I've already checked all that stuff.
Yeah.
So let's...
Yes. Aw, Nubbin had a question for you in chat. He also asked it on YouTube, and I had missed it. I'm sorry, Nubbin. But he posted it also in Discord.
What?
Are you running Restream?
Am I running?
I don't think you are.
No.
Because you just do it manually for both the streams.
I set up my own Restream server. I'm using Nginx.
Yeah, I thought so.
I still need to get around and push that out. I'll eventually set up a little guide for restreaming to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, any place that you can really think of. Yeah, and the reason I went through setting all that up was one, just I wonder how hard that is to set up. But there was also I went to Restream because a couple of months ago, Twitch came out and they said, hey, you can stream to other platforms now, which previously
we couldn't.
Twitch, whatever we are, we couldn't. We had to do everything on Twitch. I'm like, oh, okay, that's neat. I don't want to go through the trouble of setting up, a Restream system, so I'll go over to Restream, and Restream wants some money, man. It was for 720p for 1080p video or something, it was $20-something a month, and you got a limited amount. I'm like, that's if you don't know how to do it, and you got the money, and you just want to click a button and go, that's the way to do it.
Fine.
But if the idea of oh yes, pulling up an Nginx server and setting RTMP, restreaming and figuring out how to do the RTPMS secure stuff, I know how to do that. Hang on, and there we go. It's running on the whatever the cheapest Linode. Man, what is that? I don't even know what it is. It's $5 or $6 a month, man. So yeah.
Well, also because you have so much more control out of it. I know a lot of the other services that use Restream, they're way out of sync, the videos. So it's like from YouTube and Twitch and other sources, and with yours you can control it more because you got to do it locally.
Well, I can re-encode it. And like, if I wanted to do things like have different, I didn't go too far into the weeds with it. Like I thought about, like I've already written out the script and the guide for doing this, but like you can create multiple different profiles and do a bunch of fun stuff with it that are just outside of the scope, because like you're really going to hit a wall trying to stream to Twitch if you want to get anywhere like over like 7,300, like the recommended bitrate's 6K. But YouTube's like, just send me whatever you want and make it as pretty as you want. So there was ways to branch that off and like do two different stream rates, because it would take, I'd send like a big chunky stream to the server and transcode that a stream out for Twitch at a different bit rate. And you could have a fun time with it that I'm not going to go into.
Oh yeah, Steve's very own. He's been using the OBS multi-stream plugin. I think you used that once, didn't you, Ben?
I might have talked about it. The reason I don't do that is because I've chewed up all my bandwidth with, actually the show's not bad.
Yeah. Okay.
But listen, because I only have 45 megabits up.
Yeah.
And that's why I send it. Plus, Akamai. They got better pipes than I do. So I just send that one stream, like, you distribute it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Oh, Chips is in the house. Hi, Chipsy. Hi, Doobie. Chipsy's on YouTube.
I don't know. Linode hasn't changed. I don't think too. What does the dashboard look like? I don't ever log into. I'm very much set it, forget it. It says Akamai on the dashboard now. Yeah. How much bandwidth have we been using? Not much. What? 16 megabits out? That's not too bad. Cool. Oh, 75 up. I don't even think I can get anything higher.
Yeah, you had to buy the business cable account because you haven't gotten fiber yet. I feel so, blessed with being able to have concentric gigabit up and down.
This is the price you pay.
It is. Oh, I pay a big price.
Oh,
here in LA, they charge a big price.
Like symmetrical fiber here, like 2 streets down, like symmetrical gigabit. I don't know, it's like $60 a month.
See, that's cheap compared to what I'm paying. They gouge us here because I'm on the coast. If I told you what I'm paying, you'd be blown away.
No, I wouldn't. Probably twice what you pay. I have legitimate business class internet, and I can show you my bills if you want to pull yours out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm over $350 a month.
Like I said, that's residential pricing, baby. Come get you a car payment. $18.25. Yeah. Who do you have service with, by the way, Joe?
It was Verizon. It's Frontier now.
Frontier?
They're like the highest. Unfortunate. Yeah, the Spectrum businesses. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, so that's the price I pay to live here where I'm at and near Google and Silicon Beach and that whole thing. And it's only here. If I go where a few miles inland where it costs less to live, you can get the AT&T. Ugh.
Strider, do you have like Spectrum Business? Do you have a Spectrum Business modem for your 14 telephone lines? Ooh, Frontier's got some good pricing for their 5 gig.
Yeah, if you're a new customer. That's how that works. If you're a new customer, it'll be cheap for about a year, and then it goes up, like triples. But I've had fiber here for over 12 years. We've had fiber. So we were one of the very first communities to have it. And it was because of Google and the tech industry here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it until I started with LWDW, but I was on cable.
Dude, I'd have a 5G hotspot if I wasn't doing this. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm surrounded by fiber. That's like the frustrating thing.
Yeah, I know. It's so close to you, but they haven't put it in your house yet.
Yeah, it's in front of my house.
Yeah.
Running on the poles. Yeah, we're seeing like 2.5, 5, and 10 gigs. Like, gigabit symmetrical is like old, primitive stuff these days. And it's going to be, like, once they start rolling out, like, finish deploying ducts, and I think it's DOCSIS 4. Even the cable stuff is going to be doing symmetrical. Oh.
Finally. Yeah, mine, when I bought it, in order to get 500 megahertz or higher, I had to buy the business package. Now you don't have to do
megabits.
That. Yeah, 500 megabit, yeah. Now you don't have to do that, but I do like the modem router they gave me because I have 10 hookups on it, which is really convenient. So I just, I could switch over to consumer, but I've decided not to. And also, I have a direct line of fiber right in this room. It's literally my fiber is literally into the modem. There's no, it's just.
Yeah, it's LC connector.
Yeah, most of the consumer ones split to coax and then come in.
Well, it depends on like area.
Yeah, everyone's area is different, but I wanted the fiber directly in the room.
So yeah, normally they'll plug it into the NOC at the edge of the house, and it also depends too. Like, because I know a couple of people who install fiber, and they got to run it different ways. But you do run into that a lot. Like if you were in an apartment complex, zero chance of actually getting fiber run.
Oh yeah,
into your house.
Coax.
They're going to have to run it over something, Ethernet, something they can pull through.
Yeah.
Fiber to the node, yeah, FTTN.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just going to wait for VDSL 3. I remember when DSL was a big deal. Like, I remember being a kid, reading about that in a tech magazine. I'm like, that's going to be so cool.
I was so, I got to miss DSL, and I was happy about that. My mother had it, but we went straight from modem to cable, cable business modem. So when I moved into this house and got to miss DSL altogether. But I ended up installing it for other people, so it was a thing. But yeah, because I was running a animation business here, so I had to have cable. I had to have at the time this is 1997. We got it, and we were happy with 10 megabits down.
Yeah, 97, I wasn't getting 10. We were happy to get 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the first cable modem I had wasn't even, it was down only.
Oh, okay.
I had to use phone for the uplink. Early days. Then they finally got the hardware installed so you could communicate back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in university, it was a thing. We brought some people into the dorm room because we were downloading off of a Red Hat FTP, strangely enough, and we managed to hit a full megabit sustained. We're like, oh.
Yeah, that was a thing.
What a
Simple
satellite.
days.
Satellite's going to be how everybody has internet in 20 years, period. Like, I'm very bullish on satellite internet. Yeah. All right, everybody. I got to go make this into a podcast.
Yeah.
Gotta have some fun.
But
stars, you know what? It'll encourage us to get more telescopes in orbit. I don't see how that's a bad thing. Whoop, whoop. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.
That was so much fun.
And try not to get in any trouble that you can't get out of. All right.